Hello and welcome to Culture and Sports' first annual summit. We at Culture and Sports have been educating and influencing organizations, teams, coaches, staffs, and even athletes about the importance of culture and leadership in sports. This greatly impacts organizational success, team and athlete performance, and the short and long-term mental, physical, and emotional health of athletes. While some may not believe that this is important, leadership and culture have a cost and an impact to every organization's bottom line. You want your athletes to perform at their highest levels, and your athletes and teams want to be in an environment that helps them perform at their highest levels. You already focus on strategy, mental performance, meals, rest, and so many other things. But you can't forget about leadership and organizational culture. And this is why we're all here. Let's talk about how culture in sports started and grew. We started Culture in Sports with just writing a couple articles a week about leadership and culture topics in sports. We then started speaking with teams, colleges, universities, and even national governing bodies about the importance of leadership and organizational culture. We added podcasts and video shows. We then expanded into our monthly Culture Roundtable series. We started building leadership and culture curriculum and courses. And then now we're having our first annual leadership summit, which all is incredibly exciting. All of this is with the goal of creating a discussion of why leadership and organizational culture is important and impactful. I guess I actually should have already introduced myself, and I apologize for that. I'm Jeremy Piasecki. I'm the Executive Director of Culture and Sports. I have a doctorate in leadership with my focus on organizational culture. I'm best known for introducing water polo to Afghanistan in 2008, and I led their national aquatics programs until 2021, when unfortunately the Taliban seized control of Afghanistan and eliminated all rights to women and minority groups. I have coached at almost all levels of sports, from rec soccer to coaching professional water polo. I've also competed at many levels of sport, to include professionally. I'm a veteran retired Marine Corps officer, a volunteer, and I'm always focused on influencing positive change. And ultimately, I want to help organizations get to the next level and help coaches, staff, and athletes perform at the highest levels, which is why we created Culture in Sports. I'm so excited for today's event. I'm so excited to learn from each of these incredible panelists in all of the sessions, to include the one we just had. We have some great events lined up for you. We already started with the panel discussing honoring and protecting athletes, victory, and organizations. Outside of the technical difficulty, it was an outstanding panel, and I wish we had more time for it. This current session that's about to start is led by one of our sponsors, Shoemaker, and the discussion is about applying a new legal standard to crisis prevention and response in sports. That discussion is followed by our other summit sponsor, Strad, who will be leading the discussions about seeing the system in high-performance sport. We then move into creating the foundation of a positive and successful culture, and the key things to start and move forward with your organization. Unfortunately, for those who may miss that session, it will not be available for replay after this event. And then we have a very special panel. We have the finalists from the Culture and Sports Sports Leader of the Year Award, where we're going to have a short discussion on each of the finalists' views of leadership and why supporting athletes matters. We are then going to close the short discussion with announcing the recipient of the Sports Leader of the Year Award. And then we're going to meet, then there are going to be two meet and greet sessions, one sponsored by Shoemaker and one sponsored by Strad. Feel free to meet and greet the other attendees and panelists at these events, and even take the time to meet each other in the lobbies and the expo booths. I do have one question to ask of each of you. If there's nothing else that you take away from this summit, please remember that change starts with you. And it's a pleasure to have you all here at Culture and Sports' annual leadership summit.